ταξίδα. Κάτσε καλά σου λέω ρε μαντάκα. Μη βάρας ταξίδα.
Yo, many of you are asking how to get to the next point of wealth in Path of Exile and finding new ways to make currency. Well, I'm not an expert. I will not be like, some guys out there trying to tell you that you need to gather artificial orb and get currency to get better divine orb super strategy. No, I'm just gonna say this. To farm currency efficiently in Path of Exile, you need to be efficient. It's okay to have a slow build as long as you're league starting, or have some fun, or depends on what you wanna do. But you cannot say I need to farm extra currency and be rich in Path of Exile and play a slow build or play a non-meta build. For example, I made this like 2 days ago. Level 89 Stormweaver. In 2 days, without any super pressure, I chill. I just finished the campaign, I went into maps, and now I'm doing like tier 15, tier 16 maps. Chill gameplay, nothing crazy. I had 20 extra divines. If you see the gear, I have ingenuity, I have some pretty sick rings. I have good stuff, it's not trash. The wand and the focus could be better, but let me kill this just a second. Lag. Hello? Goodbye. What the fuck is this lag? Anyways, I just made this because I had 20 extra divines and my other builds could not sustain in high tier maps, in high tier content. I had the witch, but with no temporalis, it's not worth to play, to be honest. So yeah, it's a slower build. I didn't league start with it. I just made it for fun, but it was not efficient. My magic finder gemling is not very efficient. It's good, but it has some problems with survivability, and it wouldn't be worth to invest more currency into it. It's better to build a more meta build, a build that can destroy bridges like this. I'm not even nervous, I know I kill everything on the screen. Easy. So that's how you go to the next level. You farm harder content. You absolutely need to farm harder content, higher tier maps, buy maps. Buy tier 16 maps with quantity. Yes, it's expensive, but it's an investment actually. Get some rarity in your gear, but the most important is to do harder content. Enemies with more modifiers, tankier enemies, harder maps, stuff like that. If you do the same and the same and the same and ask why I'm not getting richer, it's like working 9 to 5 job and expecting to be rich. You will never get rich from a 9 to 5 job. You need to invest your money. You need to start a business. Another way for income generation. It's the same with Path of Exile. You cannot expect to farm tier 15 and get rich. Okay, maybe sometimes lucky. Maybe you get lucky and you drop a mirror, and then it's a whole different story. But it's not always the case. For example, I never dropped a mirror, not even in Path of Exile 1, not in Path of Exile 2. What is the stunlock? Never. I never even bothered to own a mirror, to get one, to hold it or use it. Never. But I've had hundreds of divines, thousands of divines. But I always spend it. I spend it very fast, you know. For example, in Path of Exile 1, I got Mage Blood. I upgraded my build from endgame to super endgame. The build is very simple. You have these clerics for the buff you get from Soul Offering. So basically the rotation is this: Sigil of Power, Curse with Cursed Ground, boom, you start doing your thing, you cast Mana Tempest along the way, the boss is already dead. That's for bossing. For clearing, it's standard spark. We are stacking so much mana regeneration and also some cast speed and maximum mana, of course, with ingenuity. I sniped this at a decent price, about 6 or 7 divines, I don't remember. And most of my other stuff I had from other builds, except this one. This one I bought this one. The rest I already had. I had from another build or something like that. Nothing crazy. But it's more efficient. It's more efficient than my other builds. So I wanted to step up a bit. I managed to farm 3 divines in less than 10 maps. 7 or 8 maps. Just by dropping them. I have some rarity, not extreme rarity, but some rarity. Like 81%, nothing. But I do harder content, so it's more likely to have better currency to drop. And I want to funnel my new build, so... But do not be afraid to change your character. If it's not efficient, if you don't do maps very fast and do many maps, for example, if it takes more than 2 or 3 minutes, I don't know, maybe you're trolling. Unless it has like 10 breaches, okay, you gotta open each breach and it goes and it goes. But if your map has 1 breach and the boss, you do the breach, you do the boss, go out, next. You try to make a tab or in your inventory even. I have them here. With already corrupted maps, already some tier 16, some tier 15, some tier 14. I have a different tab with all the tier 15 and tier 14, so I can make them rare and corrupt them. You just go to Doriani, control and press Doriani. Then you go, you take your map, you put them all together stacked. You go as maximum as you can. If, let's find the normal. No normal? No normal. Anyways, you spam exalt, corrupt. This is ready. Fuck this shit. Corrupt. Nothing happens. Corrupt. Next. Maybe it goes one tier up. And you're good to go. You try to find in your map device. Let me get something with corruption. And this. Irradiated. +1 and corruption. So it's +2. So if it's, this is very good. 40% quantity, a breach and a boss, and +1 from corruption. And corruption gives you extra XP, extra loot drop. This is very good map. And it's actually a Steaming Springs map, which is very, very fast. And we get some extra XP. I'll probably run this one after I finish this. And you get some of these that you like with quantity, some mechanics like breach, like ritual, bosses, anything you can. And you stack them up here. Don't worry about this. This is because my build isn't finished yet. These are useless also. Except those. You stack them up like this. You stack some tablets here, and you progress to the Atlas. You don't stop every time to check to find a new tablet, to find a new map, to corrupt it. No, you do this before. Maybe you have a dump tab, but my originally dump tab is full, so I'm forced to, you know, most of the stuff is useless anyways. For example, this is useless. This maybe not. This is useless. This is good. This is useless. You wanna corrupt some unique items. If you don't get anything good, disenchant. Goodbye. Orb of chance. Boom. No Astra Mantis. Quiver and crossbow. Useless. You don't want to spend too much currency on trying to craft it. This seems a bit interesting because it has some mana. Maybe it's actually pretty cheap, pretty trash. Never mind. Next, you go, you do your maps fast, you farm your divines, you make your next build. What your next build will be? Maybe it's a bosser, maybe it's a trial runner, maybe it's everything. But that's how you progress. And in between, when you feel burnout, you can do some crafting, you can do some learning. I will not be teaching any crafting in this video, maybe in some next one. A very simple craft you can do is for wands. You want to take a normal wand and you want to go to essence and get this essence of electricity.
You do not give me electricity! Only God give electricity!
And spam it into and slam it into the wand, and then you get this, the speed essence, but the bigger one, you know, and spam it also, and then you exalt orb, and maybe you get something good. Maybe you make some profit. That's a pretty damn good way to gamble. It's like a, I don't know, 60% gamble. The most important thing is don't be stuck with a build and say, if you die, if you have like 20 divines here, or 3 divines, or maybe 5 or 0 divines, 20 exalts. You have 20 exalts and you die all the time in tier 15 or tier 14 maps. You start a new build. You don't get stuck with this build. To be efficient, because everything in Path of Exile has to do with being efficient. If you die, you lose your map. If you die, you lose time also. And there are only 24 hours in a day. So you need every hour to be efficient. If you lose on efficiency, you lose the game. You stay behind, like I have, but not for that reason. I am behind in this league and I'm so poor because I have made like 10 builds to try to find what is working and what is not. I don't care about crafting. Crafting is really shit right now. It's not crafting, it's gambling, unless you know some omens which are really expensive and you cannot do a craft for not even 3 divines. The most important crafts in the game, they cost like 100 divine. If you are unlucky, I mean, okay, you can start crafting with 10 divines, 12 divines. Not even that. Start crafting, not even finish the craft, you know? So I don't really care about it now. Anyways, it's not a real league. It's an early access league. So you don't care. You don't care what happens. You don't care to stack hundreds of currency unless you are really into this stuff. For example, there is a YouTuber, Belton. He's also a streamer. You should watch his stream. But that's it. If you're not efficient, you're not doing anything at all. I hope you learned something today. I hope I explained well my point on getting to the next level, you know, from having 20 orb of augmentation and struggling with your build to getting like 3 divines per 10 maps, at least. So if any of you guys really likes this build and wants it, pretty decent cast, pretty decent recovery, not very good for burning ground and you know less health recovery, but it's decent and you don't need the flask. You can sustain alone. It's a pretty low DPS, but I'm not using control distraction. But I'm using lightning rod. We have the control distraction. We have also some nodes from Megalomaniac. Inflict elements with projectiles and pierce with projectiles within 3 meters. It's pretty decent. Cast on shock. If any of you guys want this build, I'm selling it for 25 divines. Everything. Also spark. It's a 6 link. From the gems exactly until the jewels, everything. Also I got this one. It's pretty spicy one. 25 divines. If you are interested, let me know. Let me know even in game. This is the name, DRF1. In-game name, PM me, 25 divines. Nothing really crazy, but it's a pretty decent build. Good luck.